Now, now I can feel the spirit saying like shit. It's still May 20th, but the thing about it, like I was doing all the videos like today or whatever, and I just want to get them all out the way and just say, you know what, fuck it, now I'm good. So this is the last one I know I can do now, and however long it goes, just however long it goes. But I've been very far ahead of this thing. So once I got arrested and they checked, searched me and everything, I went back to Brooklyn MDC. The very next day, they sent me back to court. But this time it was on a weekend. It was a Saturday. Once I got in there, they were like, "Hey man, like your attorney is on the way." I said, "Nah, I got this. I'm good." They said, "No, you need to have it." I said, "No, I don't need to do that. I know how to speak for myself. I'm good." They were like, "Okay, hold on." They went back and they said, "Hey man, like a liquor glass house was supposed to be there," but I said, "No, I refuse." So they got some kind of African dude at the same firm, law firm or whatever. I forgot what the name of it, whatever. But anyway, federal defenders, federal defenders. That's what it is. So they tried to get him. I said, "No, I refuse." They had to get the head of the law firm to come down and do that shit. And she was talking to me, and Allegra started texting her. I'm looking at her shit. I'm like, man, Allegra, man, like you are something else, man. She apologized to her about my actions. I'm like, God damn, are you serious right now? How you apologizing to her about me not cooperating with your dumbass? Like, all right, cool, whatever. So once we got up in there, whatever, like that lawyer put up a fight. She fought tooth and nail. I was actually gonna get off. I was because honestly, like the argument that the defense were the offenders were coming at me with, it wasn't holding up because the judge was like, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like, I don't know what y'all talking about. This doesn't make any sense. Why are we even here? It doesn't. Here's the argument they had. They said, hey, he was supposed to make contact and talk about certain things with certain people. Matter of fact, no, he wasn't supposed to make contact with the FBI. That's no, with the city of Savannah. Anybody from the city of Savannah. That's what it was. I wasn't supposed to make contact with nobody from the city of Savannah and talk about the shit about what was going on in the city of Savannah. I contacted the FBI call center, National Call Center, and I talked about this shit. And then said some disparaging words towards the FBI, said some shit about the FBI agent or whatever. I was saying that he couldn't get a date, and he was telling me how he can't get a date, and it was some shit or whatever. Like, he told me some personal shit about himself, and I was spreading the rumors and shit. And so the judge was like, are you serious? Like, you want to send her to jail for that? And so my attorney got out there and started talking with her. And she was like, oh, well, he was also talking romantically to the pretrial service officer. And the judge was like, really? So about that shit. Now, the PSO, Miss Hammond, she's a beautiful, beautiful black woman. I said, God damn, she's fine as shit. Man, when I was in there, like, we were talking and shit. She got the ankle monitor. She got on her knees and got in between my legs and put her head, like, near my crotch or whatever. And I'm like, is this standard procedure? She was like, yeah, I do this all the time, whatever. I said, oh, okay. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was hoping somebody was gonna walk by because I was like this, so I can do this. Because I was like, shit, if this how we playing the game, I'm gonna play it too. But nobody did this shit, so whatever. So over the course of time, like I noticed that she was acting very erratically. Like, all right, let's say for an example, I called her and I said, look, um, everything that you need to talk to me about, I would have you address it to the mother of my child because I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't feel like talking to y'all no more. Because all this stuff doesn't make any sense to me. So in order for me not to get upset, I'd rather you address her. She yelled at me. You are the person we need to be talking to. You are doing this and blah, 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 this and that or whatever. And so after she calmed down, I said, so are you going to address the mother of my kid or not? She said, yeah, that's what I'll do. I said, all right, thank you. Now really think about it. She yells at me yells at me profusely, and at the end still did the shit that I asked her to do. What was the point? She was hot. She was hot because I told her to address her. Because think about it, man. Why you need to talk to me? I said address her. And you got upset that I said address her and not me. Shit, that was a telltale sign that you wanted to fuck. Now, later on, probably like a few days later, she calls me up out the blue. Hey, I'm not going to be with you for a couple of weeks. So don't contact me. Like, God damn, are you serious right now? Shit, that shit is fucked up. So I left her a voicemail. I said, look, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like, I see there's something in your eyes about me. I can't give you what you want because I'm what you need. Here's the thing. I can give you what you desire, though. You desire a baby. I can give you the baby because I would love to do that shit for you. But I'm not leaving my baby mama. Nope, I ain't doing that shit. So how about this? I'll give you the baby that you want. And I'll just be the best father that I can be for your kid. Because you know I'm a great father. Look at my kid. All right, balls in your court. Hung up the phone. Man, next thing you know, I don't have her as my PSO no more. How did I find out? I called her like 3 weeks later. Hey, what's going on? Oh, yeah, I'm not your PSO anymore. What the fuck? Why not? Why? She was like, well, I just got changed. I said, man, that was very childish of you. I'm very disappointed. I am very disappointed in you, young lady. You were supposed to tell me this shit. So now I talked to the new PSO. I said, why haven't you told me? He said, I ain't feel like it. I said, fair enough, man. Fair enough. I couldn't even get mad about that shit. I'm like, God damn, like that was very truthful. I love that shit. So at that point, I said, you do realize, like, I am your boss, right? He was like, how? I said, man, think about it, man. Like, I have to report to you. I have to report to you. And I got to tell you everything that's going on in my life. I have to explain everything to you as if you're a dunce. And then not only that, if I step out of line, you got to come to me. I don't have to come to you. But here's the crazy part about it, though. My votes put you in your position. By a weird sense, my votes voted for this person who actually put these people in office, who actually hired you. So really think about who has all the power at this point, but I'm allowing you to do this shit to me. He said, that is not how that shit works. I said, I just broke it down to you, and you still tell me that's not how it works. All right, cool, man. You win and I lose because you know it all. You know it all. Now, they use that shit in court. The judge said, God damn, are you serious right now? This is what y'all going with? So now, she said, hold up, before you bang that gavel, he threatened us. I said, what the fuck are you? He said, oh yeah, that's serious. Nah, take him away. I said, that's how you can do shit? I ain't even say shit to nobody. And plus, like, you don't even have recordings or nothing like that. They were like, shit, man, what is your word against hers? I said, well, shit, how about this then? Can I speak? They said, you got 15 seconds. I said, you do realize that once he spelled earlier for him to threaten me also. They called and tried to tell me to stop doing shit or there would be consequences. I just didn't give a fuck because I know y'all ain't gonna listen. They were like, well, we do take threats seriously, but ain't shit we can do about that one. Go on, get out of here. Man, really think about it. This is what I'm looking at. It ain't the fact that anybody is smart. Y'all just stupidly lie. Man, really think about it. So I looked at my attorney and she said, well, it's supposed to be you. Then walk the fuck out. I said, God damn, man. Like, this is the shit I got to deal with. Like, for real. This is the shit I got to deal with. All right, man, look. Now I got to sit here and do shit like this. Because, man, look, I got stories, man. Oh, prison? Oh, my God. Literally, I ran prison. Literally. When I was at Butner, where R. Kelly is, I wish I could have met R. Kelly. But when I was there, the fucking hot water machine wasn't working and all thing. I talked to so many different officers. They say ain't shit we can do. I talked to fucking counselors. They said, why you talking to us? I said, fuck it, man. I went to the fucking captain. I couldn't find the water. I went to the highest position I can go to. I went to the captain. I said, hey, man, look, man, we ain't got hot water in our shit. What we supposed to do? He said, well, technically speaking, I don't have to give you hot water. I said, no, you don't. That was it. I said, no, you don't. And I just waited. Because I'm like, what, they got to do anything? He said, well, actually, like, it takes a while to get the part, and we still waiting on the part right now to, like, fix a hot water machine. I said, well, man, think about it. It's been a whole year. I haven't been here a year, but guess what? I've been told that it's been a whole year. How long does it take for a part to come back? He said, well, shit, I don't know. I said, all right, I appreciate your help. And I walked the fuck away. After that, I was like, shit, I said, act accordingly. I just went to another unit and started getting their hot water. Look, man, we ain't got no hot water over here. If certain officers was in there, I'm like, look, I'll get some hot water. Which, yeah, come on. If a certain officer wasn't there, you shouldn't be in here. All right, cool. I go to another unit. I had accordingly. Man, officers didn't understand anything about me. And inmates, they were like jaw dropping, awestruck over me. Man, I'm talking about I had Muslims come to me and say, look, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, I want to be just like you. Muslims. They got Shakur in their last name. They went to jihads and shit. And they were like, yo, we want to be like you. I said, why? They're like, you don't give a fuck about nothing. I said, what for? What fucking for? Man, yeah, when I was in that shit, in the mental health ward, we can choose to go to work. I chose to go to work. When I chose to go to work, I said, I don't feel like doing this shit no more, and quit. And once I quit, they were like, look, man, like, you sure you want to come back? I said, for what, man? Like, y'all ain't giving me nothing. I'm getting paid pennies. Literally pennies. And now I'm eating the same food that everybody else is eating. Why am I finna waste my time doing this shit when I ain't getting no incentive in this shit? I'm in prison. Let me go to prison. I must lay around and watch TV and write and think about all this stupid shit that y'all allowing to happen. Man, I would have been into this shit. If everybody in prison were like me, there would be no more prisons. I guarantee you this shit. Because there would be people too scared to work in that shit. I'm like, nah, because shit, everybody go kill themselves in there. How long you gonna give me, Your Honor? A year. Nope, can't take it. You will find me hanging in my cell. Now everybody's on suicide watch in the prison. Everybody. Really think about something for a second. This is how stupid these people are. I went on suicide watch in every prison I went to just to get a feel of what was gonna happen. Now, it wasn't suicide watch. Some places I went to the shoot. Special housing unit. Some places I did that. Some places I went on suicide watch. Some places I went to fucking isolation. Why? I had to get a feel for what it is. Because I'm like, all right, can I convince somebody to just kill themselves? Can I? I mean, honestly, really think about it. Because if everybody going suicide watch in prison, you cannot operate. You can't. Everybody got to get naked. And everybody got to wear a turtle suit. Everybody. And you got to put them in special centralized places. And you got to have another inmate watch them to not commit suicide. So now those people are on suicide watch too. So guess who got to do that shit now? The officers. And the officers can't leave. They got to constantly watch that shit. And those people got to stay in their cell the whole entire time. Well, the lights on the entire time. That means basically you on lockdown the whole time. It's the same as that shit. It's the same as that shit when you on lockdown. Except you got clothes on. Now, here's the crazy thing about it. When you're on suicide watch, they make you want to commit suicide even more. Because you naked with an air conditioner on. And you ain't got no padding on a steel bed, which is basically the same shit that you got in regular general population. It's like it ain't really no different. The only difference is you're naked and you can't leave. And they won't give you plastic silverware because you're going to stab yourself with it. You got to eat shit with your hands. So if you got spaghetti, you got to eat that shit like you a caveman. If you got grits, you got to eat that shit with 2 fingers. They won't even give you a fucking plastic bag with shit bologna sandwiches in it. They be like, nah, it's just you might suffocate yourself. But yeah, still, I got a blanket in here. I can suffocate myself with that shit. I got a toilet in here. I can drown myself. I mean, you got all these different options as far as suicide. And you telling me your dumb ass is gonna be able to save me? Nope, 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 nope. Here's the thing. I used to challenge everybody when I was in prison. Officers and inmates alike. Not because I wanted to establish myself as a dominant person. No, because I'm like, man, think about it, man. This is a savage environment. So when in Rome, do as the Romans do. I only did shit because this is how y'all told me that this shit operates. So I'm gonna show y'all that y'all are full of shit. They was smoking like K2 and shit in there. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do this shit too. Why? Because I know this shit ain't gonna affect me long term. Why? Because if I die right now because of K2, it didn't affect me long term. I mean, shit, think about it. I mean, I'm okay with everything in my life. Now, as I would do that shit, I would spaz out, but not really spaz out. I would just be like, God damn, this shit is went from 0 to 100 in no time flat. I said, I don't like this shit. But I would still do it because I'm like, I'm trying to see something. I'm trying to see something. How will I act when I flip out with this shit? How will I act? So I started getting weed. And the weed started making me do that shit. I'm like, the weed ain't gonna make me do this shit. But it actually did. I thought it was gonna be the K2, but it was the weed. The weed made me do the shit. Now, what do I mean by that shit? Man, I would do weed and be like, man, fuck this shit. You always ain't shit. Y'all don't even do y'all jobs effectively. How the fuck y'all gonna sit here and tell me what to do and y'all ain't even doing y'all jobs? That's some dumb ass shit, don't you think? So they were bringing the goon squad. Hey man, you want to calm down? Nope, because all I'm doing is talking. Well, you want to step outside? Hell no, we can talk right here. Dragging me out and try to beat my ass and shit. But they wouldn't beat my ass. They would try to just throw me down. But I'm too strong, baby. I'm too strong. I'm too strong. So I would give up and they would throw me down and shit. And they would throw me in the shoe or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And while I'm in there, I'll just compliment everybody that walk by. Man, you looking lovely today. Man, how your day going today? You good? Man, how's the family? Now they bring other people in there and shit. Everybody rotating in and out. While I'm still in there. These people in there for fighting and shit. These people in there for dumbass shit. And I'm in there for just talking loud. For 45 days. While these people come in 2 weeks at a time. I'm like, shit, you gotta be kidding me. Really? This how y'all doing shit? Even the person over the special housing unit would come in and be like, you've been in here far too long. I'm like, ain't you over this shit? How you gonna tell me this shit? That's a dumbass shit, don't you think? Look, man, these are a precursor to the stories that I have in prison. Because shit, I'm talking about prison. You know what? I'm gonna say something, and y'all gonna say that I've heard this shit before. Every able-bodied American should go to prison for at least a year when they turn 18. Every single one of them. I don't care who it is. And I ain't talking about county jails. No, I'm talking about prison. Because county jails are just stupid. Why do you need a county jail? I was in county jail. I've seen people be in county jail for months for a traffic violation. That's just harsh. Man, a guy was in jail for 2 years because his mom was neglected. I'm like, all right, cool. But the thing about it, they would never send him to trial. Because they were like, we don't know what to send him to trial for. This is literally what's going on. Because they were like, well, it was neglect, but they were taking care of him. And then the post is, he said, she said. We can't really prove shit because we're a small-ass county. That's the whole key in it. It's a small-ass county. They don't have the resources to actually effectively look for shit. So they just held him in there. Because everybody would just tell on each other. But he was the last one that was just stupid. And he just signed up for 2 years. And then finally, like, they gave him the bond to get out of shit, and now he living his life and shit, working at Burger King again. But these are the things I'm talking about. I'm like, wait a minute, hold the fuck out. You telling me you've been sitting for 2 years for what? Why haven't you been to trial yet? You can't say the shit backed up because of a small ass county. I'm looking at the jail. There's nobody here. What courts are in motion? This is county court. Y'all are not busy. What you're going through is shit right here in this city, in this county. And you telling me you've been here for 2 years. If they talking about backlog, they fucking with you. If they talking about they still investigating, they fucking with you. They waiting on you to say I did that shit. They're like, let him sit, and then like, he'll say something, whatever. I don't know. I don't fucking care. That's just how I'm looking at it. These are the things that I'm seeing. I'm seeing Fed inmates come to the county jail and stay there for months on end. One dude said I've been here for a year because the feds are still working on my case and shit. I'm like, wait a minute, hold the fuck up. You haven't been to trial yet, and you've been locked up for a whole year. Then you gotta go to trial and then get locked right back up. And they're like, oh, well, that time go count towards your time here. When the whole time you could have been at home chilling. I mean, because it's a county jail. If the prison is overpopulated, then just send the person home until trial. It's the honor system. Well, he might run away. Well, he might not. You ever thought about it that way? He might not run away. But you want to sit and say, what if? Because other people. In a fucking jail, 10 people ran away. 11, I think. They ran away from a prison. Put aside and said, ha, too easy. How many people didn't run away? Really think about it. How many people didn't run away? I'm pretty sure everybody telling you this shit. But here's the thing. I'm doing this shit for me. Because now, once I do the shit I'm doing, send out these letters and everything. Ain't nobody going to tell me you're going to have to be held before we go to trial or you got to go to jail. No. Nope. If you tell me jail, we dying. I'm dying today because I'm fighting today. This is how I look at this shit. If any FBI agent or police officer come at me and telling me I gotta go with them, kill me. Because I'm going to fight. I'm dead ass serious about this shit. Because think about it, man. Why am I still being punished and chastised for shit that y'all did? Sequanda. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I'm looking at things in a whole nother way now. This is why I'm just here to torture you. And my wife is going to see that I'm right about everything that I'm saying. Y'all going to admit it. Why? Because you're going to get rid of Ryan Langlois' bitch ass and y'all are going to collab to have me speak before Congress on all major platforms, news-wise that is, because I don't care about being seen all over. Now, CNN, MSNBC, and all these bitch-ass news outlets, hell yeah. And here's the thing. Before I do this shit, I need to talk to Charlamagne the God. I need to go to Breakfast Club. This is what I need to do. Because I need to talk to his bitch ass. His bitch ass need to step down, for real. Man, that shit is horrible. This man is spreading so much propaganda that I thought it was World War II. And y'all accept that shit as gospel. So I tell you what then, how about this then? Since we all can play a character, this is what I'm in with. There's an open spot for being Jesus Christ in these streets. Nobody want to accept the role. So here's what I'm going to do. Right here, right now, I'm going to accept that role as being Jesus Christ. I'm going to show you miracles that you have never seen from a guy that you have never experienced. What does that mean? Watch. Within, is right now, it's May 20th. Before the end of the month, I'm going to have $2.5 million in my bank account. Not because of this shit. No, because I'm manifesting this shit. This is what I mean by having the role of Jesus Christ. It ain't for you, it's for me. Once I get over the fact that I'm fearful of your judgment, your criticism, and how you view me as a person, then shit, I can become whatever I want. As a man thinks, so is he. It's not all about what I think about myself. It's about what you think about me. If you think I'm a monster, I will be that. If you think I'm a saint, I will be that. If you think I'm gay, I will be that. If you think I'm straight, I will be that. If you think I'm this, I will be that. If you think I'm that, I will be that. Now, as I look at all of you all tell me what I am, all I see is that I'm everything because I took it all. So as I become everything, I become the one and only Jesus motherfucking Christ, God in the flesh. But I don't know what that entails because Jesus never talked for himself in the Bible. Everybody else spoke for Jesus. Jesus said, I said this through another person. How? Are they mediums? Or was Jesus so bad that he was like, I ain't writing shit down. If you want to know some shit, you do it. But you got three to four motherfuckers saying the exact same shit. So how much are they really talking about Jesus? And not only that, like we only know about a few things that Jesus did. We're gonna talk about Jesus' entire life, and y'all summed it up in 3 years. Well, they said when he was 12, he did this. Yeah, but what about when he was 18? What about when he was 6? Well, he was born in the manger. Well, y'all still ain't showing me shit. Because Jesus didn't marry, Jesus didn't have a kid, Jesus didn't do shit. All I seen was a few things. And guess what? I read that shit moot, because Moses parted the Red Sea. Fucking Noah built the whole ark and saved the whole world. And you talking about because Jesus walked on water? Man, come on, man. By comparison, I think I'd rather serve Moses rather than Jesus, to be perfectly honest with you. But you all said, like, hey, man, like, you got to follow Jesus. No, the fuck I ain't no more. No, because Jesus took 1 2 minute slap to the face. Here's the thing. Jesus said, I want you to really think about it now. I ain't say shit. I ain't say none of this shit. They said I said this shit. Really think about it. Hey, Jesus, how many times do you forgive? 7 times? No, I tell you 70 times 7. Only thing I know, there's a limit. That's all I hear. There's a number. Jesus said 70 times 7. Peter said 7. Why the fuck would Jesus say up to like 500 times? What lesson is that person learning if he always being forgiven? There's a lot of deceit in what you're looking at. But it's not that. It's written in a way to where only those with eyes and ears can actually understand what's going on. And if you don't understand what's going on, you will always be lost. It ain't about the Bible. The Bible is saying, I'm just a book. That's all I am. But guess what? If you want to live by this, there's some treasures in that shit. Once you see these treasures, that shit will give you whatever you want. Whatever desire you want. Whatever desire you want. Just name it. And right here, right now, this is what I'm saying right now. I figured out the Bible. Now, I figured out the Bible for me, not for what y'all looking at it as. Now, I'm going to end this video with this because I was supposed to end that video with that. But I'm going to end it with this. Now, because I said I should, now I'm asking for the desires of my heart. What I desire now is for my best friend to be in female form. That woman is going to be absolutely immaculately amazing. I'm going to fall in love with her like it's like love at first sight because aesthetically I'm going to be amazed. But it's going to be her spirit that's going to draw me in. Once she draws me in, she's going to know who I am just based off of instincts. She's going to chase after me. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with her chasing after me because this is what I want. In order for me to know that this is real, you have to chase me. And she's going to do that. And we're going to play a cat and mouse game. And it's not going to be playing hard to get. No, it's going to be literally a game. Because it's going to be fun for us. It's going to be fun for how we're doing it. That's how it's going to happen. But in the interim, I'm going to be getting money from Sequanda and Ryan Langlois and all these people because they're going to come together and going to give me a big-ass payday. And once I get that big-ass payday, I'm going to tell her, hey, look, we can get married now, I guess, because I don't know what's going on. But here's the thing. It ain't going to happen the way that I'm telling you right now. I'm just saying what desires of my heart is going to be. How it happens is going to be totally different. When I ask for steak and potatoes, I get burgers and fries. But shit, man, guess what? It's still taking potatoes in my book. Burger still beef. Burger still a steak. Fries still potatoes. Fries still potatoes. Just saying. Now, everything I'm asking for right now is gonna be given to me. Right here, right now. There are gonna be things that are gonna happen today that are gonna not make any sense to me. Because it's gonna be a blessing in disguise. I'm gonna say, God damn, like, I didn't see that. But I saw it. So now I can end these videos for the day. But before I go, I just want to let you know that, look, man, it's for your own good. Because you got to understand something. It doesn't mean that I hate you. I ain't gonna lie to you. This doesn't mean that I love you. Be honest about it. This is just me just doing me. I'm just doing me, man. If you understood who I was, you would understand that this is me being who I am. This is fun for me. There is no fear of contradiction or whatever that retaliation. There are no fear of retaliation on my end. It's not because y'all done did everything y'all could do to me. And now, shit, that shit falls on y'all now. Especially you. Oh my God, it's about to fall on you hard. It's about to fall on you real hard. And when it falls, you're going to wonder how and why it fell on you so hard. But that's the crazy thing about it. You know why, but you still deny the truth. Ryan LaGloire, bitch ass. Man, look, just fuck you, man. Just fuck you. And Laura Haystay, look, I would let you suck my dick, but I ain't gonna lie to you, man. You are just not my type. I envisioned myself fucking you, Laura Haystay. I did, but I was like, I can't do this shit, man. Even if I was drunk, I couldn't do this shit. I couldn't do this shit in a plane, in a train, in a moat, or a boat. Laura, I wouldn't fuck you with my dick stuck to a rocket ship going out of orbit. Laura, I would not fuck you if somebody came to me and said Dr. Seuss came back to life and wrote a book about my fucking your experience. But then I told myself no, because I would never do that, even if I had a damn near subconscious. I ain't gonna lie to you, I couldn't end it right. But here's the thing though. Laura, I wouldn't fuck you. That's what I'm saying. Ryan, yo bitch ass, you deserve to be slapped. But guess what? My dick is bigger than yours. I can tell you that shit. And your wife would love my dick. That's what I can tell you. Bye.